I am in Arabian Travel Market in Dubai at Wyndham booth, and I have with me Panos Loupasis, who is the market managing director for Türkiye, Middle East and Africa. Panos, thank you very much for being with us.
Welcome to Dubai, welcome to the Arabian Travel Market.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So Wyndham has a strong presence in Middle East.
Correct.
For many years. It's not recent.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about this? How many hotels you have? How many brands?
Correct. So I joined myself Wyndham in 2011, and presently we have 70 operational hotels, and we have another 28 under development. And we've been in the region for quite some time. Our strongest markets is the United Arab Emirates with 22 operational hotels, and Saudi Arabia with 14 operational hotels. The hotels, some of them are franchise, some of them are managed. In terms of branding, we are covering 11 brands, starting from Super 8, which is an economy brand, budget brand, all the way to Wyndham Green, which we have two excellent properties, one in Doha and one in Manama.
11 brands in Middle East. Out of how many brands you have?
25 now.
25. Okay, so why 11 and not more? Are you planning to bring more brands here in this region?
Cautiously, yes, I would say. So Vienna House is one of the brands we are looking to bring in the region. Few of the brands have presence only in the United States.
Yeah.
And they're very dedicated for the market there. So gradually we are introducing more brands according to market needs. And
you mentioned Saudi Arabia, which is very new in the tourism industry actually. They are just starting developing tourism very strongly. You already have 14 hotels there, but you have some new ones opening.
Yes, so the last couple of years we had some very interesting openings. The Ramada Riyadh King Fahd Road, which is a purposely built Ramada, and now our showcase for the Ramada brand in the whole Middle East and Africa.
Okay.
And we also opened another showcase property in Al Khobar, the Ramada Angkor Corniche, which is another beautiful property on brand. Purposely built for the Ramada core brand. So these are our latest additions. There's a lot happening in the kingdom. I can say, but I would like to hear from you.
No, please. I mean, our readers are interested.
We've seen a lot of transformation in the kingdom the last few years. Originally, the 2030 plan, the vision, Saudi KSA vision, was targeting 100 million visitors for 2030. Now, last year in 2023, they had 106 million visitors. So naturally, as it always happens, the target went up to 150 million visitors by 2030. Now, vast majority of those visitors are basically for leisure. And this is mostly driven from the domestic, if you want, traffic.
True.
So by
domestic or regional?
Domestic, yeah. By 37%, the international visitors, the 106 million, were for leisure. Another 29% visiting friends and relatives. Around 20% religious tourism, which is mostly from outside, incoming.
Sure.
Then just 9% business, and balance was like smaller categories, if you want. There was a phenomenal growth of the international visitation. If you look at 2019 and 2023, 17 million visitors, internationals, in 2019 and 27 in 2023.
Impressive.
And the balance up to 106 million was basically domestic. An amazing boost during the years of Corona. There was a lot of very strong promotional campaigns because there was no possibility for travel, incoming, outgoing. So this is where the kingdom actually created and boosted their promotional activities within the kingdom and enticed the local population to actually travel and within the country. So they marked specific destinations, what we call the operators as secondary cities, and basically identified the highlights in these destinations and promoted them and created integrated packages and activities around these destinations. And there has been a phenomenal pickup in visitation, if you want. What is also very, very interesting for the kingdom is the current supply and the future supply. So the kingdom currently has 149,000 operational rooms, and a good 66% of those rooms are upscale and above, which means upscale, upper upscale, and luxury, which is a very strong percentage, if you want. And if we look at the pipeline, there is another 320,000 rooms, so roughly doubling the inventory. 220,000 rooms are in what we call giga projects, where we have seen the announcements for almost 1.3 trillion US dollars investments
yes, we
in
follow
these
those.
mega projects.
Yeah.
And 100,000 of these rooms are already under construction. Now, the interesting thing is that a good 66% of the operational supply, upscale and above.
Yes.
This has come to 82% of the pipeline as upscale and above. So this makes a clear opportunity for the mid-scale and the economy sector, so 3-star and 4-star hotels. And actually, as Wyndham, we are actually perfectly placed with a number of 3 and 4-star
I was
brands.
ready to ask you, because you are targeting to bring the mid-scale brands that you have in this region.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
If you look at most of the destinations in Middle East and Africa, they will have a lot of brand penetration or entry from the 5-star segment and 5-star well-known brands, but then you wouldn't find a lot of internationally branded 3-star hotels or extended stay. That's another opportunity. So this is our Wyndham. We are very well placed with the brands. That's why the focus of the 11 brands is to create like a focus strategy in the Middle East,
Yeah.
especially UAE, Qatar, and the Kingdom, to launch more of our 4-star brands and basically grow the portfolio and tap into the market needs, if you want.
So you sound very excited about what's happening in Saudi Arabia. So you think that will be the new destination, let's say, in this part of the world, exceeding the glamour of Dubai or the Emirates?
Yeah, the approach is quite different. I mean, what I've seen, because I've been in the region since 2003.
Yeah.
So Dubai has morphed itself as a destination. So at the time it was about desert. Then it was about beach, about the retail stores, commercial,
Yes.
the malls, as we say. And then we saw a number of like entertainment parks being developed. And this is just the city. So the city itself has 17 million arrivals, visitors, last year, 2023. So there is, they constantly more, but in Saudi Arabia is a country of 34 million visitors with a number of big cities that we all know, a number of, let's say, smaller cities, and of course all the new giga projects. So a very different product, but yes, because of the tourism vision and all the ambitiousness that goes around the promoting the country and promoting the destination, we are very eager to see all this strategy unfolding and us to serve the sector, if you want, with our mid-scale products.
That means that Wyndham is going to target now mostly to develop in Saudi Arabia, at least at this point?
Correct. So if we look at the focus countries going forward, the development activity in places like Qatar or UAE is more about conversions of operational hotels, unbranded to branded or change of a brand,
All right.
and less greenfields that you see in the kingdom.
Okay.
So because the offering in the kingdom is just up and coming, if you want, this is where we see more opportunities for greenfield projects in the kingdom, which will be delivered in a number of years. Whereas in the more established destinations like UAE and Qatar, for example, you will find that it's more about conversions. Let's remember that the UAE had the Expo and Qatar had the FIFA World Cup. So these events, let's say, drove a quicker implementation of the various projects.
Yes.
Implementation and completion. Whereas now in Saudi, we are looking at the 2030 Expo, and there is the candidacy for the FIFA World Cup a little bit further out. So again, the development of the projects will be geared towards completion, towards these milestones, to make sure that enough supply is available.
And which markets are your group targeting mainly?
So always, all the operators, they will tell you about Riyadh, the holy cities of Mecca, Medina, where the potential is tremendous.
Yeah.
Then you have the eastern province with Al Khobar, Dammam, and we have the resort city of Jeddah.
Okay.
So these are the what we call like core cities.
All right.
But then you have a number of cities where the Tourism Vision 2030 is actually focusing, whether it's Tabuk, which is close to Neom, Namala, or whether it's Abha or other destinations in Asir. So there's many smaller cities that range between 100,000 in population to, let's say, 500,000, where the supply of, let's say, internationally branded hotels is extremely limited to non-existent, which makes an excellent opportunity to introduce a brand and capture the market that goes there.
Okay. How about the incoming? You look mostly in European markets, or you're looking further?
So the main, let's say, destinations that are in incoming markets will be the India market
All right.
and Saudi Arabia market. Very
sure,
strong
okay.
for the region. And then, of course, the Chinese market started recently traveling, and the potential there is huge. So in this region, we are blessed with proximity to a very strong percentage of the global population. You know?
Yes,
So it's all about enabling visas. So this is where the golden visa or the online visa that the kingdom has introduced back in 2019 for a number of nationalities makes travel much easier.
And Russia was an important market for this region.
Absolutely.
It still is?
Still is, and especially very much in the real estate sector.
Okay.
Very much supporting and very much visiting here. So
last but not least, with all this development, how much you are focusing on and improving, let's say, the sustainability operation of the hotels you have?
very good. So we have a program that we call Wyndham Green, which has 5 levels.
All right.
And they go as simple as, don't hang your towel if you want it to be reused. So
All right.
basically linen and towels, retention approach so that to limit the consumption of chemicals and water, etc., all the way to producing compost at the hotel level. So it has 5 levels of certification. And we are very happy because the progress of the last few years has been tremendous. So now 70% of the properties in Middle East and Africa, they fall under one of these classification criteria. So they're between level 1 and 5. And if we speak about Türkiye, which we have totally neglected in this conversation, 79% of these properties, of 113 operational properties, they have a classification. And also our managed properties, 90%, they have a classification, so they already have a specific
great
classification.
hotels, let's say.
So great progress, a lot of engagement from our owners, franchisees, managers to basically implement the process. So we are it's a very important initiative for us.
So what the future brings us?
The future, nobody can predict the future. But I think
crystal ball.
The crystal ball. I think the region has always been extremely exciting in basically reshaping, morphing, creating new products, new destinations. We have seen a great quality of hotels. We have seen, enabling the visas being enabled for travel around the region. And it always remains a very interesting, region in terms of activities and attractions.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Panos.
Well, thank you. My
Thank you.
pleasure.